A team of researchers has released a video analysis of UFO material. That's right, from a UFO crash site. They made a long video to explain their analysis. They showed the piece, and they talked about it openly. I got to be honest, this is awesome. This is exactly the kind of things we're looking for. Now, whether or not it is anything or not, I don't know. But let's dive in and take a look. I'm super excited to show this to y'all. I'm sure you haven't heard of it. Let's go. All right, if you're new to the channel, y'all, and you like content like this, please hit that subscribe button, y'all. I put out a new video every day, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. I do not miss a day, y'all. And please hit that like button, vetters. That really helps out the videos, so thank y'all so much for the support there. And, of course, comment down below. What do you think? Right here, Mr. Tim Ventura, who, by the way, has a great podcast. I'll put a link in the description. He does amazing interviews. Really respect the guy. He met with these gentlemen to discuss, again, UFO material. Okay, so I'm going to give you the details. We're going to watch a couple clips, and I'm going to show some pictures. All right, so let's do it, y'all. All right, so again, let's look at the details of this piece before we watch anything. All right, so right here, I'm just going to read this YouTube description. Mark Sokol, Jared Yates, and Tim Ventura performed visual analysis on a sample of ARTS parts, UFO material, provided by an anonymous donor, which exhibits unique reflectivity and structural properties not previously described. All right. Here we go. It says the sample of the ARTS parts UFO material was provided to Mark Sokol and Falcon Space for testing propulsion applications of dynamic nuclear polarization. The chain of custody for the sample is fully verified, but the donor wishes to remain anonymous. Our visual analysis uncovered new features for the ART part sample, including interesting reflectivity and reflectivity. Am I reading that wrong? Including interesting reflectivity and reflectivity, as well what appears to be hexagonal structuring on the surface and the possibility of micro or nanostructures within the material itself. Future SEM analysis for the sample is planned, but due to the sample's small size, isotopic analysis is unlikely. We cannot confirm that this sample is extraterrestrial in origin at this time, but we are confident that it is a part of the ARTS parts UFO crash retrieval samples. Let's go, y'all. All right, I'm going to show a couple clips. Again, show a couple clips, show you pictures. Let's go. Enough of me blabbing.
It's so fortuitous that this fell into the hands of Falcon Space, right? Because you guys are working with UFO reverse engineering, number one. That is a focus area for this organization. But also, being a propulsion-focused organization, you're able to interpret this into like functional form, right?
Correct. There is a lot of ways that this can end up going. There's a lot of avenues that we might be able to pursue right here at Falcon Space to make this technology that we have right in front of us realizable in the near-term future for the rest of humanity.
So I guess the question is where it goes from here.
The very next steps are we need to do a couple of elemental analyses of these. We need to know what isotopes are present. We need to do X-ray diffraction so we can identify what potential lattice structures or quasi-crystalline structures are present in here, because Gary Nolan has observed those as well. You have aperiodic structures present in these. And then the last thing is we need to identify how thick each of these layers are so we can identify what frequencies of terahertz radiation is present being used within these bismuth layers as waveguides.
Okay.
If we can identify those three things, that gives us a lot of data moving forward on how we can engineer our own versions of these. Also, if we can identify the sizes and the wavelengths of each of the nanospheres, and especially their layout, which I think the X-ray diffraction would show, the quasi-crystalline nature of these nanospheres and their relationships and positions to the bismuth layers, I think that is a whole area or completely new branch of study just waiting to happen.
I mean, again, guys, what do we want? It's amazing. All right, again, whatever comes of it, that's another thing. But the fact that they're looking into it, and again, this is the best part right here, y'all. It's this YouTube video that they made, right? It's over 2 hours long. Dude, love it. Okay, for those that really want to dive deep into this, right? And look, this, you could eat this up. They basically break it down into 3 parts: initial visual analysis, discussion and speculation, and then review and conclusions. They perform a lot of tests here in the lab that they're in, which I believe this is the same lab. I'm not entirely sure, but I think this is the same lab that when I had Jeremy Riss, the alien scientist, on, and he gave us a tour of the lab. I'm pretty sure this is the same one, but I could be wrong. Okay, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is the same one. So anyway, let's take a look at this clip too. Well, first of all, okay, here we go, right? So this is them, right? They're in Hawthorne, New Jersey. They just filmed this and put this out, right? This is like up to date. All right, let's go back to that.
That is an excellent angle.
Yeah, that should be the longest edge. It's interesting looking top down on this thing. It is fractured. Yeah, I mean, you said this is a hard, brittle material. It looks hard and brittle.
So right now I'm focused right where I want to be focused, which is not actually on the edge, right? We're not focused on the edge. Right now we're focused more on the top center area here. Because as I move the flashlight around there, we should see some of that fluorescence I'm talking about. Turn this down. So hopefully I can use the flashlight, especially from a distance.
Okay, so the coffee cup is definitely fluorescing.
Yeah. But we might have to flip it over. I think actually the dark side is a lot easier to see the different colored nanosters.
You
Yeah, I'll
can
do
the
it.
honors of flipping it over.
I like to use 2 needles at the same time to have better.
So you weighed this. This is a 7 milligram sample.
Correct. It's very light.
Yeah.
And
They need to get some chef tweezers. That's what I recommend to them. That's what chef tweezers are for, man. They're made to like go in and just like pick up the tiniest little things to plate, because this is like grabbing 2 chopsticks trying to do this.
It's also very small. So there we go.
And we think that the glue on the end of it probably accounts for a good chunk of that weight.
What's crazy is like, what if that is a real UFO sample, right? Like, how crazy is that? You're like playing with a little piece of something from another world, another dimension, another time, whatever you think these things are, right? That's pretty cool. That's pretty crazy. I'd be pretty excited to do this if I'm being honest, So I get it. I get the excitement behind it. And again, I'm all about supporting this kind of work in this field, right? Again, we got a lot of stories out there, but it's nice when people are like, hey, I think this is something. We're going to look at it. You can actually see it right here. You can laugh at it all you want. You can dismiss it, whatever you want, but at least they're showing you something to bring to the table. So I'm excited about this. Now, granted, this piece of material comes from pieces of material that have also been sort of passed around to other people. So, dive in deeper, just search arts parts, okay? UFOs, I guess that would be a good 3-word search term to use. And you can dive deeper into what that means, because other samples have been studied like this. And if you know anything about some of these samples, you'll notice it kind of looks like the one Gary Nolan had, that Tom DeLonge had, and To the Stars. But it's great that they're able to get a piece of it themselves and look at it, right? Now, I'm not saying it's the same piece. I don't know. I'm just saying it looks similar, right? Supposedly it comes from the same, area. And supposedly To the Stars and Tom DeLonge, they bought it from Linda Moulton Howe. Well, at the bottom of this YouTube video, right, they link to Linda Moulton Howe right here. Again, there's no real way to prove where these samples are coming from. If they paid for it, it says donor, anonymous donor, so I'm assuming they were just given it. But again, I am all about supporting this kind of work and what these guys are doing. So I got links in the description. Please go support these channels. Check out the video. It has under 2,000 views, under 93, it's got 93 likes. Let's give it one more here. I'll subscribe live here on the air. Boom. And Vetted does not subscribe to a lot of channels. I don't at all. Hardly. One, I forget, and two, it's just, just like on Twitter, I don't follow anybody. But I support boots on the ground investigation. Any that are happening. You got photos, you got videos, you got pieces, you got something, great. I'm all about that. So props to them. Again, I'll put a link in the description to go check out this video. Let's watch a little bit more, and then I'm going to show you some pictures. So cool.
There we go.
So cool.
Oh, look at that structuring. You see this vertical column here?
Yeah. You want to try and get, you know what? Here, hold on just a sec. Hold on just a sec. Where's my... Where's my phone? There it is. Here. Because that's pretty bright. What if we tried...
You can control the brightness by controlling the distance.
Here. Try that for a second. Look at that.
Oh, I like the color of your light more.
Now, I don't know how long I can leave this on, but...
Oh my goodness. If you can leave it right there, I'm going to try to focus even just a little better on those nanostructures. And like, you see this pore here? That thing's huge. Can you bring your camera around and point it this way?
And look, for anyone that's going to be criticizing the way that they're sort of analyzing this sample, I would just ask you to pause. Think for just a second. Think big picture. Think forest through the trees for a moment. One, you probably have no idea how things are actually done. Two, if you do, you probably understand, yeah, I've seen certain labs of videos of, other scientists and stuff doing some things. You'd be like, oh, wow, that doesn't seem like what you'd be doing. It's not like they show in the movies. So you got to get nitty gritty with it, right? They're doing, this is sort of an independent operation, right? So again, more power to them. I'm not here to judge. I'm not a scientist. I don't pretend to be one or pretend to know. So, but, it's your opinion. What do you think? Should they be doing this differently? What should they be doing? What sort of test samples? Maybe they need help. I don't know. Go leave a comment. Go whatever. Go support them, first of all. That's what we need. We need more work like this and more people to get a hold of samples like this to look at. Now, would I want universities and big labs? Of course. But we'll get there. These guys are doing a great job, in my opinion. All right, so let's look at some of these pictures. What do you say? Look at this. Here we go. Boom. Now, they got their watermark all over it, and I get that, to be honest with you. But I will tell them, dude, Photoshop, take all that out immediate, easily. You could separate that, take it out, wouldn't matter. But most people aren't going to do that, so I get it. So they've watermarked it, just so you know. So some of that might be getting in the way of the structure of the thing, and you might be interpreting that as part of it when it's actually just part of the watermark. Okay, so just be wary of that if you're looking at this or screenshotting it. Again, link in the description. You can go see these pictures at full high quality. All right, see, like right here, you can't really get a good look at it with the watermark on there. Yeah. Interesting. I mean, honestly, that watermark for me just really like makes it hard to really take a look at. But again, there you go. There's pictures of this piece. Right, straight up. See the way that looks. That looks like the other samples, especially right here. Right, that looks like the other samples that are out there. Oh, look at this. It's got this like crystal thing on it. So didn't notice that before. Wait, does that have that in the other samples? Oh yeah, it does. Let's move this over. There we go. What do you think, y'all? You know, I mean, good God, these watermarks. But again, I get it to some extent, right? People share stuff and then don't give credit. So there's, they want to make sure this gets out. Yeah, it just makes it really hard to like look at this. But again, they got a lot of pictures on here, y'all. Okay? Look at that. That's how big it is. So there's a penny. Now you can see how big the piece is. But again, I'll put links in the description. Go check it out for yourself. And let us know what you think down in the comments. Thank y'all so much for watching. We'll see you guys on tomorrow's video. Remember, every day's a gift, y'all. Peace.